Hi, everyone. Welcome to the second podcast on the series Diaspora Potential, Diaspora Power. I am Dr. Andre Phillips, your host and founder of Trinbago Diaspora Outreach Network, producing this particular podcast series. Of course, as I said before, I am operating out of Trinidad and Tobago, and a number of my references will be referenced from the geographical space that is T&D. So we continue to look at diaspora spending on trips home, and I refer to them as homeland visits, which are made by persons born in Trinidad and Tobago and people of Trinidad and Tobago heritage. One of the most intriguing aspects of the diaspora spending is the diversity of ways in which the T&T diaspora contributes to the economic tapestry of Trinidad and Tobago. Carnival, our pre-Lenten celebration, is a prime example of this dynamic relationship, attracting thousands of visitors every year who spend generously on various goods and services. Indeed, the Trinidad and Tobago government is known to do an economic impact survey over 19 days of Carnival, and that has been going on for years. But that does not represent the full extent of diaspora spending. But let us continue to focus on the Carnival for now. A Trini American, earlier this year for the 2023 Carnival, broke new ground when he was able to arrange a 5-day stay of a cruise ship on the Royal Caribbean Cruise Line that had over 1,500 passengers on board, and they were purchasing their package to participate in the Trinidad and Tobago Carnival. And in this regard, they would have prepaid for costumes, fits, and other things that the average diasporan would spend on when they come in by air. So altogether, this represented a new arena of expenditure, and the persons are provided with something like accommodation in the cruise ship while they play mass in Trinidad and Tobago for the 5-day period. But that does not represent, as I said, the full extent of diaspora spending. It is important to know that the diaspora has also been spending in the area of transportation through rentals and other kinds of taxi services. They do eating out a lot so that restaurants benefit significantly. They are also involved in purchasing souvenirs, but they're going on a deeper level by purchasing nostalgia goods. And nostalgia goods represents the kind of items that a diaspora traveler purchases as he considers returning to his host home on departure out of Trinidad. That type of expenditure is actually considered to be in the region of $300 to $500 US per person. And altogether, the individuals would be taking a range of things, including wines and spirits, paintings, music recordings, according to their tastes. If the individual is visiting twice a year in Trinidad, that expenditure could very well represent over $600 US dollars for the annual visit. This information was gathered from my research study back in 2018 on diasporan spending in Trinidad and Tobago. It's also important to know that overall, the diaspora spending per traveler would have had a mean of $800 US or 5,000 TT dollars per week. Furthermore, it is important to look at the diaspora spending of that nature in a community setting. One of the best examples is Point 14 Borrow Day celebrations. Point 14 Borrow Day celebrations would have been very, very heavily supported in the heyday before COVID, bringing over 1,000 diasporans, largely from the Southland, back to the home to celebrate and participate in the Borrow Day celebrations. And in this regard, one could look at this script of a typical $5,000 injection by each person into the economy of Trinidad and Tobago, or specifically the hinterland where this event is held. There are other examples, but they, though small, have much potential to grow. Diaspora interest in the Tobago jazz experience has brought hundreds of people to Tobago in its heyday. Similarly, that event, normally held in April, would have been heavily supported up to the period before COVID. It's also important to note that Paramin Parang Festival is also heavily supported when hundreds of TNT nationals return home for an event that really reflects the start of Christmas celebrations in TNT. So outside of the area of entertainment and festivals, we would find it useful to look at the diasporan spending in an area that is not a traditional tourist spending category. An often overlooked aspect of diaspora spending is the impact on construction-related activities. Diaspora spending extends beyond traditional tourism, with individuals investing in the construction of second homes, renovations to existing homes, and contributions to family businesses. This unique engagement reflects a deeper connection with Trinidad and Tobago, as well as a long-term commitment to its development. All of it reflects engagement with transactions in the hardware stores, with interior designers, and even landscape specialists in the Trinidad and Tobago space, contributing significantly far beyond what is the typical tourist spend in TNT. As we wrap up today's exploration into diaspora spending, we have only scratched the surface of the vast contributions made by our diaspora. Stay tuned for future episodes as we delve further into the multifaceted world of diaspora activities and their profound impact on the dynamic landscape of Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you for joining us today. This has been Diaspora Power and Potential. Until we meet next time, have a good day.